It is time for your Win podcast for super busy professionals sharing transformational moments. Your host, Chu Tang.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Your Win podcast. Today, I have my special friend with me, Audrea. So, Audrea, we know each other back in a long time ago. I'm not going to say the year, but we are still very young. So Audrea, welcome. Yeah.
Thank you Chu. So happy to see you. We were cut buddies. They say back in the day when we were running around the studio and so many pictures of getting ice cream and hanging around the lot. So much fun. Yes.
Yeah. So Audrea, do you have a scene in your life that you still remember, like what you were doing, and then something happened, and then it changed your life forever?
Yes. I do remember there was I have been trying to become a parent for a really, really long time. And I knew that it was going to be a goal of mine. I didn't necessarily need to be a wife, but I knew I wanted to be a mom. And it was a really long fertility journey for me. I mean, I like most Black women, or majority of Black women that I know, have fibroids or issues with fertility, and I needed to have a surgery to remove them before I started my fertility journey. And then I had to have another one, the next year. And it was just really hard and really difficult, because something that's so easy for some people tend to be, when you focus on it, really gets complicated. And I remember I joined the Single Mothers by Choice, and they had a lot of resources and supporting of like literature to read and what it would look like, and having a resource for women who had kind of gone through this journey already. And it took, I think, 5 years of just trying different things, and it just never happened, but I still read everything possible. And so, as luck would have it, I met this person, and I didn't really know him because I'd kind of already given up. And I really wasn't, I'd thrown away that dream and said, well, I'll just make movies instead. They'll be my babies, right? I'll just make movies.
Yeah.
They'll be my little babies. And lo and behold, I got pregnant, and I was just ecstatic, because I knew that was like gonna be my last, hurrah. And I was just so happy. I think it just, that really kind of changed my life forever, because before that point, I was really ambitious and really working really hard to be good at my job. Like most women, you just focus on your career, and if it is even possible to have a child, or when we're going to have a child, in the middle of making movies. I mean, there's just, I remember when I was working at Weta, there's a wonderful support group for wives, like, it's the Weta wives. I'm like, no, I'm a Weta, I'm not a Weta wife. And there wasn't really any, there really wasn't a lot of support for single, parents at that time. And so you just had to kind of grin and bear it. But no, I just love my kid to pieces. She'll be 22 this coming year, which I can't believe time has gone that fast. But she was just such an amazing girl, and she's turned into just a more amazing young woman. And I learned a lot during that time of research, even though those 5 years, it was like just fundamental values and lessons of, like, don't lie to your kid. Don't say, oh, your dad's a sailor or an astronaut or a captain of a warship and he's going to come and rescue you one day. I'm like, just be as truthful as possible in the language that they'll understand. And I took that to heart. And Yeah, I'm not going to say it was easy. It was really hard. I mean, parenting is definitely designed for two, just for the rest component. Like you need to rest. And when you're on, 24 hours a day, especially in the beginning, all the big, huge issues that I had when I was, making movies or creating all those beautiful, managing all those beautiful visual effects, they became really small.
Oh, oh.
Because once you hear a newborn cry as it hits your nervous system, you're like, oh, that's what that's what that's what high feels like. The rest is just like white noise, but this right here,
Wow.
every time. So yeah, no, and just really, really having that village. I remember working on X-Men 2 when I came back. She was 9 months at the time, and
Uh,
we were on 6 days a week, as you do when we're
uh,
finishing up a movie. And she had to come into dailies with me. You had to wheel her in. And I remember Brian Singer
oh,
was like, "Hey, little Asia. Hey, little Asia's mama, whoever you are, but I know your baby." Because we were in the
oh,
movie.
wow.
She was just really quiet and watched, she was always with me, during those
Wow.
times, even when I was at Weta and working at
Uh,
Rise daily, she was in there with me, and Joe Lateria was there giving notes, and
oh
with
my God.
Butterbuck with creatures, and she was right there because I mean, and it's so funny because even as a little kid, she could break down shots like, okay, well, this is a matte painting, and then I mean, just so fun to hear because she
Really? Oh my God.
always knew the lingo already since she was like a little kid because she saw all the movie magic behind the
Wow.
curtains. So yeah, that was
Wow.
definitely the biggest shift of, parent and not parent. I think it just really colored the rest of my life, but I have no regrets. I don't know what my life would have been if I didn't, have her with me. For
Yeah.
me, I just
Mm,
knew that's what my kind of soul called for, that I was there to kind of
yeah.
usher in the next generation. For me, it worked for me. I know other people have different choices, finding
Mm,
their soulmate, and going through life together that way, which is amazing. Which is fantastic to have all three. My mom was very blessed for all those things, and all those
mhm,
parents and families out
mhm.
there are fantastic. But I knew my path was always going to be, different, not
Mhm.
not just going on the road that I selected of being a woman of color in a
Mhm.
very visual effects space where there are not many of us two. It was
No.
just us
Mhm.
two. It
Yeah,
was
I
us.
know. That's why we stick together.
It was us in the software department. Just us.
Yep, yep, yep. I
And
still remember this guy was, yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna go there.
it's like that next story, next story. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was challenging at some times. You all
yeah, yeah,
constantly
very
had to defend
challenging.
yourself in some
Mhm.
issues. I was really, I had earlier in my career, I was assistant director, so I really
Mm,
had no problems at all, kind of standing my ground and
mm,
telling people how I felt about any ridiculousness that I encountered.
mm,
I know
mhm,
people
mhm.
weren't that lucky to kind of have that, back, but that also kind of labels you. It gives people,
Yeah.
even though it was a guy, they'd be assertive and wonderful and look how great they are. But those same traits in a
Mhm.
woman, especially a woman of color, you get a
Yeah.
different response back from the folks.
Yep, yep,
But
yep.
no, I wouldn't change a thing. I think it was amazing. It's so funny. I don't when I was so young at Sony at that time, even though I call it the late 1900s. But when I was so young during that time, that I remember when I see people from that period, like, oh my gosh, you wanted to be a parent so bad, so happy for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like
Y-
spread all my business, but I'm like, you like wish it, and it comes into your life. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
speak it and for until it became true.
Wow.
So
Well,
yeah.
I am. This is the first time I heard about this story in detail. I'm so, so proud of you, Audrey. I'm so
Thank
happy your
you.
dream came true because not many people know this. I also tried really hard to get pregnant, and after 3 early miscarriage,
Yeah.
and then all the stress from working
Yeah.
with specs, and I gave up. I gave up, and
Yeah.
I think that is the part that I don't feel so complete in my life
Yeah.
because I always want to be a grandma.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. I do have god grandkids, so
Yes. They count. They
they
count too.
can.
any little kid will be lucky to have you in their life. So yes,
Oh,
God, grandkids count. They definitely
thank you.
count.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
sure.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to meet your daughter one day.
Yes, yes. No, she's off to Sweden to study abroad. I'm
Oh,
going
okay.
to visit her when she finishes in May. I'm looking forward to kind of hanging out with her. I'm gonna miss her so much because we were like, we would do everything. LA was so great. You know, we go to theater. She was a member of the Debbie Allen Dance Academy for a number of
Oh,
years when she was little. And I still have really
wow.
great friends and dance mom parents who I'm
Yeah,
still friends with
yeah.
with today. And
Wow.
no, she's just taken me to spaces I don't think I would have ever gone
Yeah,
without
yeah,
her. You know, why would you? But
yeah, yeah,
no, she
yeah.
seemed to be really well rounded, and she enjoyed New Zealand immensely. It's so interesting because now she's old enough to kind of write about it with her college essays, and I had no idea what a
Oh,
great
wow,
impact that had,
wow.
you know, on her life. And she still laughs that, you know, she went to school with one little hobbit. She's like, why is Mary in the Hobbit? You know, like why is James Nesbitt's kid? I was in school with her mom.
Wow,
How come I'm
wow,
not in the Hobbit? I'm like, well, James
wow,
Nesbitt had a starring role in the Hobbit, and I did not, you know. So
wow.
so
Well, maybe if you don't mind, when I put this podcast, share a picture of her and you.
oh yeah, of course, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So
yes.
so the audience get to see how beautiful she is and all that. Yeah, smart and yeah.
Yes, I'll let her pick it. I'll let her pick which one she wants. But yes,
Yep, yep,
yes.
yep, yep, yep.
Have her old headshots from when she was, you know, dancing. You can put that in
Right.
there.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for sharing this. And thank you, our listeners. And come back. You have more transformational stories. Okay, bye
Thank
for
you,
now.
Jude.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you.
And then stay happy and hopeful.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share. See you soon at Your Win Podcast.